Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm G&G and this is Sleeping Giant, and this is a preview of Season 2 here at Bordeaux and our first season back at Ligue 1 in the top division of French football. And we've had a summer where we've done a bit of a rebuild of the squad in preparation of trying to stay in this division. It's going to be tough, lots of quality in this division, lots of good sides, and we needed to overhaul the squad to give ourselves the best chance of staying up. And let's take a look at what business we did do. We take a look at our transfer history. Started with a couple of transfers before the end of the season. We got in early. Ivan Villar from Celta Vigo for 500,000 was a goalkeeper we brought in. Ivan, we were worried about Poussin, our number one goalkeeper, leaving, so we brought in Ivan for 500,000, as I said. Pretty cheap deal. And if we compare him with Poussin, who hasn't left, he was in talks with Luton on a move but didn't go, still wants to leave, so he could leave later in the season. We look at the comparison between the two. You'll see Villar is similar and better in a lot of areas. He's a lot less eccentric, which is why there's a big drop in his polygraph here, you can see. But everywhere else he is very similar or slightly better in speed, better in distribution, which could be handy in this division. So yeah, he will probably start the season as the number one, with Poussin being unsettled. The other transfer we did before the end of the season and the game taking over was Nicolas Opoku from Amiens in Ligue 2. 1.6 million for this man, a centre back coming in with Mwanga leaving, and he comes in, lots of potential, maybe not just quite at the level we need at the moment, but if we compare him with Mwanga, he's not the direct replacement for Mwanga, I must say, but he was someone we had to bring in. Mwanga's gone, so I can't compare him. We'll compare him with our other centre back. So Barbet is the other centre back, so there we go. And we can see he's better in some areas, speed, better in the air, close to the levels there, better going forward, but don't really need that from a centre back. But yeah, he just has to get better technical and better physical maybe. But yeah, he has lots of potential to grow, and hopefully he can do that. Now we got to the transfers we did after the season ticked over, and first off we made a loan move for Azidine Unai from Marseille. A difficult name. Hopefully I learned to say it over the season. He's a midfielder we brought in on loan from Marseille, as I said. Lots of quality in him, and hopefully he can be an important player. Compare him to the player he probably will be swapping with throughout the season for starts, and that is Fran Sergio. And we compare them, you can see very similar and actually better in some areas, such as his vision, his speed, physical and technical. So that's a good addition in on loan. We are paying his wages and we are paying a 1.6 million fee, but he was a good player to bring in. Next in was Moore Ndai, who comes in for 1.5 million from Estoril in Portugal. Another midfielder. I wanted to really improve our midfield from our promotion season. As you can see, lots of quality again, and his what really stood out for me was his tackling of 14 as a defensive midfielder, marking at 13, aggression of 16 as well, and lots of good physicals there. So he should be a really good player in that defensive role, which last season was Ignatenko took it over. We compare the two, you'll see very close again in Dai, beats him in similar areas there, you can see, but better mental, little underperforming in the air against Ignatenko, but yeah, very similar players, which is good, gives us depth in that position. Next, Clement Michelin, who played with us last season, was on loan, brought him in for £1 million on a permanent deal, and just for that right wing back option. We actually had no right wing backs at the end of the season, with him returning to his club, so we got him in, and hopefully he can perform as well as he did in his first season here. Bajai, another player who was on loan last season, we brought him in on a permanent deal, 1.5 million for the striker, finishing of 11 and composure of 13. Hopefully we'll get him goals in Ligue 1. His pace of 13, strength of 13 as well, so yeah, he should be a decent option for us up front. And another player coming in, this time on a free, was Johan Kabasai. Kasubai. I really need to learn these fresh names. Yeah, he comes in, a midfielder, in on a free transfer. Just really an option in midfield. Bit of potential to grow. He will give us more options in that midfield role. He'd probably be someone we will play ahead of Sissoko when needed. And we look at Sissoko, he's a bit behind Sissoko. That's not Sissoko, by the way. Don't know who that guy is. Go back and compare to Sissoko. But yeah, as I said, it's just really an option in that midfield role for us that we can maybe change the team up, because we're going to have a lot of games. You see him there now with Sissoko. They're close enough. Sissoko ahead though, really a better player, but he's a good option to have when we need to rotate the team. Next up is Uvan Macon, who is a right wing back. We brought him in alongside Michelin. He's a bit more potential. Comes in from Paris FC, and if we compare the two wing backs, you'll see Macon better in a lot of areas. His speed, his vision, his technical. Little bit defending is suspect, but hopefully we can work on that. But yeah, two good options at right back for us. He came in on a reasonably cheap deal, did Macon. He came in for 1.5 million from Saint-Etienne. I think I said Paris FC, but he was on loan at Paris FC. He's from Saint-Etienne, 1.5 million. And he comes in to give us plenty of options in that right wing back position. Next up is a signing people will know, Jerome Boateng, former Man City, Bayern Munich and World Cup winner with Germany. An experienced centre back coming in for us. He comes in on a free transfer, reasonable wages too, of 7,500 per week. Was at Lyon last season. They released him. We picked him up to get another experienced centre back in, because we have a very young backline, and he could be an important player for us, and he may stay on then as staff. Why won't it let me pick a player to compare him with? If we compare him to John Boy, who is the other experienced centre back, you can see much better. Better in the air, better defending, better technical. So yeah, just a good option. He is injured at the moment. He picked up an injury in the last pre-season friendly, so he's going to miss the start of the season, but he will play an important role in his experience mentoring behind the scenes, and then hopefully on the pitch he will perform when needed. Next up is another signing from Saint-Etienne. Coming in on loan is Etienne Green, name similar to the club he comes from. English goalkeeper who's in on loan. He gives our third choice goalkeeper. We sold him, which we'll get to in a minute. Then Polish goalkeeper Stracek, who played a few games, wanted to leave, so he's gone out on loan. So we brought in Etienne Green as our third choice keeper. He doesn't have any requirements to play, so yeah, good to get him in. And if we compare him with Villar, who we signed on a permanent deal, you can see he's better in some areas, and it's close between the two, so could be getting games too. If Poussin leaves, he'd move up between second choice keeper, but at the moment Poussin looks like staying. And our final signing, Danny Gomez from Levante for 1.2 million, a striker. During pre-season we were really struggling for goals, so I decided to bring in a striker, and this is the man we found and brought in. He is injured, though he picked up an injury on his very first day with us. Finishing at 13, composure of 13, pace of 13, he likes his 13s, acceleration of 14. Should get us goals. Started off at Real Madrid, so you expect there to be some quality there. Has a bit of potential to grow. And if we compare him with Josh Maja, who Josh Maja is complaining a lot. I'll get to that also later on, but yeah, see, similar in a lot of areas, better in some areas, better speed, better mental, better technical. So Danny Gomez could be a very important player for us once he gets fit. So in total we spent 8.5 million there, and another roughly 2 million before the season ticked over. So we spent about 10 million, and we brought back in 7.25 million because we let a number of players go, such as this is Albert Elise, who was a player out on loan and a transfer was already agreed. So that was 4.3 million that came in. Tom Lecoe went to Huesca for 2 million. Another player who was out on loan last season and we sold him was Remy Odin, who's gone to AEK in Greece for 1 million. And then we picked up a couple of loans out. Louis Jean has gone out on loan, centre back who wasn't going to play, and Dupuis has gone out on loan to Cannes for the season. So Ismail Sow, who is our right back option, left to go to Rotterdam, and yeah, those were the players who left. Did any other players leave before the window ticked over? Yeah, our second choice goalkeeper, or third choice goalkeeper, Ruyard, who played a couple of games last season, went to Watford. Mwanga was already agreed. So that's the transfer action we did. And if we look at the squad now, you see we have plenty of depth. Quality wise, yeah, I'd be happy enough for trying to survive in Ligue. There's plenty of potential in the squad too, which is good, and hopefully we can grow over the season. It's going to be difficult to stay up in this division. I think goals could be an issue, even though Danny Gomez coming in. You know, we have 4 good striking options. Dabo, I would see as the 5th striker, mightn't play that much. In fact, we've been trying to loan him out, but hopefully we can have enough quality to stay up. Just one thing to shout out is the dynamics. They're looking good at the moment here, but throughout the season, as you can see, the number of players having issues, lots of players wanting new contracts and wanting their wages tripled, if not even more. Josh Maja, we just look at Josh Maja here. He is on 12,500 a week. He was looking for a contract of around 40,000 a week. He's not good enough for that. He'd probably be sold in January if he keeps complaining, but hopefully things will settle down now. Poussin wanting to leave. We had an offer accepted from Luton and he didn't go. He wants to play in a better division, so I don't know where Luton are actually. I never even checked, but yeah, he didn't want to move, so he didn't go. So he's here at the moment. He probably will start as our number 2 until he settles down a bit. So here comes the season preview, and we look. The bookmakers have us finishing in 11th place, 200 to 1 to win the title. I would take 11th. It would be a great season if we finished 11th. A nice 4th season back in Ligue. The dream team is all PSG players. No surprise there. They are the overwhelming favourites to win the title, and will be a tough team when we come up against them. Club information, we'll see the media prediction has us as 13th. So 11th and 13th is the 2 predictions. So both are predicting us to stay up. So hopefully we can manage that, and that would be really good in our 4th season back. Look at the club vision for this season. The board want us to work within our wage budget, which we are doing. Avoid relegation. That's all they want to do, is avoid relegation this season and be competitive in the cup, and we can do both of those things hopefully. Will be a tough season back, but hopefully we will be good enough to stay up and have enough quality just to get us above that mark. Look at the finances, still 8 million in the transfer budget after the money we spent and the money we brought back in. 15 million in the bank account, so the club is stabilising financially, and being back in the top division will definitely help with that. So that is the preview of what we did in the pre-season. When we come back in the next episode, we're going to play our first 2 games of the season, which kicks off at home to Marseille. What a tough start that is. Rivals of Bordeaux, and that is a welcome back to this division. Hopefully we can perform, and our home form is going to be really important. Then we go away to play at Jacquio and take on them in Corsica, and hopefully we can have a good first away trip in this division. So if you did enjoy today's episode, please drop it a like. It'd be great to get more likes on these videos, and that people are enjoying them. Don't forget to leave any feedback you have in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to make sure you follow along for our 2nd season here at Bordeaux. Subscribe and make sure you get the notification of all videos, which are posted Monday to Friday 6 p.m. Irish time, and that's the best way to make sure you don't miss them, is subscribing. There is a playlist on the channel if you want to catch up on our 1st season here at Bordeaux. So until the next episode, when we kick off life in Ligue 1, please take it easy.